Shalom, friends. Akiva here with Israel in 5, and I want to share with you a great opportunity to win a free trip to Israel. Yes, a free trip to Israel through Meir Panim, who is running a very exciting and important raffle. This is your chance to explore the historical and spiritual wonders of Israel and at the same time help Meir Panim's emergency aid program at this very, very crucial time in Israel's history. The winner will get 2 round-trip tickets to Israel, will get luxury accommodations throughout Israel, will get a private tour of Meir Panim's facilities and operations throughout the country and see the impact of its work. You'll get a chance to meet the real heroes of Israel today, IDF soldiers, and you will visit Israel's south to see and visit the communities that were directly affected on October 7th. You'll have an immersive Holy Land experience, and again, at the same time, help Meir Panim, help Israelis in need. We know that for years, for decades, Meir Panim has been helping all kinds of Israelis, from Holocaust survivors to families living under the poverty line to lone soldiers, with meals and with assistance and with all kinds of programs. And this is the time that Meir Panim needs your help, our help, more than ever during these days of war, to continue to help all kinds of Israelis in need. And during these times of war, there are even more Israelis that need Meir Panim's help. So by buying a raffle, you're getting a chance to win this incredible free trip to Israel, and at the same time supporting the very crucial, essential, and important operations and actions of Meir Panim. Click on Israel5.org/donate or go to the link down below. Buy raffle tickets. The more you buy, the more chances you get. And I hope to see you here in the Holy Land. Jews all over the world, and especially in Israel this week, are remembering Jerusalem more than at any other time of the year, as the anniversary of the destruction of the Jewish temple that stood in Jerusalem 2 different times thousands of years ago is coming very close this upcoming Sunday on the Hebrew date, the 9th of Av. Let's explore what Jews are doing and what they're not doing in order to remember Jerusalem, remember the temple, and get into the mindset of mourning over its destruction. Shalom, my friends. It's Akiva Gersh with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, want to keep the conversation going, please do so below in the comments. Just over 2 weeks ago, we began a period of time called the 3 weeks in the Jewish calendar. These are 3 weeks of mourning over Jerusalem, over the destruction of Jerusalem and the temples that stood there thousands of years ago. These 3 weeks started with a fast day commemorating and remembering specifically the Roman breaching of the walls of Jerusalem in the year 70 CE, which led to eventually the destruction of the temple just 3 weeks later. We are now in the 3rd week of these 3 weeks, and coming up on this Sunday, and we'll have a special separate video just about that, is the 9th of Av, the anniversary of the destruction of both the first and second Jewish temples that stood in Jerusalem. This week that we're in right now is known as the 9 days. It's the final 9 days of these 3 weeks, and it's a heightened, more intense period of mourning. The 3 weeks began with no weddings, no live music, no dancing, no celebrations, no getting haircuts, no buying new clothing. These are the different kinds of customs that some Jews take upon themselves in order to get into the mindset of mourning over Jerusalem. And in the 9 days at the end, there are even more additional customs of mourning, specifically not eating meat, not drinking wine, not going into oceans or swimming pools. And really, this is about decreasing our own pleasure in order to get into that mindset of mourning. It says in Jewish law that when the month of Av, which we are in right now, it started on this past Shabbat, when the month of Av comes in, we should decrease our joy. And again, it's all about the 9th of Av, which is coming up this Sunday, in order to remember Jerusalem. Now, not only during the 3 weeks and not only during the 9 days do the Jewish people remember Jerusalem. It's something that we remember throughout the entire year. This is just an intensified remembering and commemorating and mourning over Jerusalem, the time that we're in right now. But throughout the year, there's all kinds of Jewish customs that have been put into place many thousands of years ago in order to help the Jewish people in every single generation, no matter where they are, remember Jerusalem. A few of these customs include facing Jerusalem whenever we pray. Wherever a Jew is in the world, they face Jerusalem when they pray, whether that's if they're to the north of the land of Israel, so they're facing south. If they're to the west of the land of Israel, they're facing east. Right? For much of the last 2,000 years, most Jews have been to the west of the land of Israel. And that's why facing east has kind of become the direction to face. But if a Jew is in South Africa today, they're facing north. Right? So that's one very, very strong custom that the Jewish people have in order to remember Jerusalem. Another one is on someone's wedding day, right? The happiest day of their life, the highest day of their life, right? On that day, underneath the wedding canopy called the chuppah, at the very end of the ceremony, which brings the official marriage into place, the groom steps on and breaks a glass. And that is in order to fulfill the verse from the book of Psalms that says, if I forget Jerusalem, let my right hand wither. Right? And basically talking about even on my happiest days, it says in that same chapter of Psalms, right, I'll raise Jerusalem above everything else. So even on our happiest day, our wedding day, we're breaking this glass to remember that Jerusalem is still destroyed, that not even on our wedding day will we not remember. Let's say it in a different way. Even on our wedding day, we will remember Jerusalem. Some other customs include when someone builds a new house, they'll leave a small little part of the house, usually near the main entrance, unfinished, right? Unfinished as a remembrance of Jerusalem, as if to say, how can my house be complete if the house of God doesn't even exist anymore in Jerusalem? In addition to all these customs, there's all kinds of prayers and blessings on a daily level that mention Jerusalem to help us, the Jewish people, not forget Jerusalem. And the memory of Jerusalem is so strong in the Jewish tradition, and especially during these 3 weeks, and especially these 9 days. Here in Israel, it's very, very hot. People go into water all the time to cool off in the summertime to make the summer bearable. This week, though, many Israelis are not. We're not going to swimming pools. We're not going to beaches. We're not going to the ocean, right? As much as we want to, because it is still very, very hot, but we don't. In order to decrease our joy, our pleasure, in order to get into the mode of remembering and mourning over Jerusalem. So we're in these 9 days. We're in the last week of the 3 weeks, and in just about 5 days, we will be at the 9th of Av. And again, we'll have a separate video focusing on specifically that on that day. Right? These days are days of challenge. These days are days of mourning. And one thing, though, that the Jewish tradition says is that these days of mourning will one day turn to days of joy and become festivals. We're hoping for that day very, very soon. All the best, my friends, and be well.